Welcome to Love in Life, a guide to a positive mindset. My aim is to show you that the key to a happier and more positive mind is to love the life you have. We'll look at tips and tools you can use to improve your mindset, and the best thing is, we'll all be on this journey together. Happy Valentine's! Welcome to this Valentine's special, and in this episode, we are going to continue our looking at the different chakras. And because it's Valentine's Day, why not focus on the heart chakra? The heart chakra is key to self-love, and self-love is so important because if we don't truly love ourselves, how can we truly love others and give others what they need? And it's like when you go on an aeroplane and they do the safety talk, they always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others, and loving yourself is absolutely no different. The more we love ourselves, the more we can love others. So let's get straight into it. So what is the heart chakra? The heart chakra is the fourth energy center in our body. So because there are 7, it's the middle chakra that connects the lower 3 to the top 3, and it's the energy center for love and kindness. The lower 3 chakras are what make you, you. They're all about your physical and emotional identity. They're all about personality, what keeps you grounded, what your interests are. It keeps you connected to the physical world. Whereas the upper 3 chakras, they are more about who you are spiritually. The upper 3 connect you to the spiritual world. They connect you to your intuition and your inner wisdom, which is intuition, really. So the heart chakra, being the bridge between the two, between the upper 3 and the lower 3, it's so important to be well balanced, to be a well-rounded person, human being. The heart chakra can become blocked after the loss of a loved one or a breakup. So grief is obviously linked to the heart chakra, whether that's grieving for someone who's passed on or somebody who you've lost, at the end of a relationship, whether that's a romantic relationship or a friendship. It can also become blocked because of childhood trauma. So obviously, if there is childhood trauma, and remember, trauma is all relative. It's relative to each person. So whilst one person might have what we would class as sort of like deep trauma or big trauma, somebody experiences like small trauma, that to them is still trauma. Do you know what I mean? So any kind of childhood trauma, whatever that might be, can cause the heart chakra to become blocked. And if you haven't healed that trauma, sometimes we don't even know it's there. But if we haven't healed that trauma, then our heart chakra would have been blocked for an awful long time. It can also become blocked when we show ourselves a lack of love. So that can be how we speak to ourselves, or it can be how we allow others to treat us. And if we allow others to treat us with disrespect, that comes down to a lack of self-love. Emotions that are linked to the heart chakra are love, compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. So if you experience difficulty in any of those emotions, that can also cause the heart chakra to become blocked. If you experience them, that might be because the heart chakra is blocked, but it also might cause it to be blocked as well, if that makes sense. Stress can also cause it to become blocked, because stress is usually linked to an emotional response to past events. And if you've ever heard me talking about belief coding, then you'll know that there's a root cause for any emotional or physical discomfort that we feel. And stress and anxiety is one of the most common responses that we feel from those emotional events that we haven't healed from the past. Certain illnesses involving the heart, the lungs, or areas around the heart chakra can also cause it to be blocked. So, how do we know if we've got a blocked heart chakra? So, as with the throat chakra, as with any of the chakras, there are physical symptoms and there are emotional symptoms that if you have these, whether they're reoccurring or sometimes even if it's a one-off, it can be a sign that your heart chakra is blocked. So physical symptoms, because it's located near our actual heart, our physical heart, it physically affects the areas surrounding it. So if you have heart problems or issues that involve the heart, so heart palpitations, poor circulation, and other heart problems, then that could be a sign that your heart chakra is blocked. Any problems with the lungs, because obviously that's near the heart chakra as well, the heart area. So if you suffer with asthma or breathing problems, and because of the location, so upper back, shoulder, upper arm pain, they can all be signs that your heart chakra is blocked. The element that is linked to the heart chakra is air, the air element. I guess that's because it's near the lungs. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Therefore, if the heart chakra is blocked, we can become quite fatigued. And obviously, as I said, due to its location, that it's the link between the top three and the bottom three. So if the heart chakra is blocked, it can make us feel disconnected from our emotions and our creative spirit, because obviously they are, so emotions would be the bottom three and creative spirit, so spirit would be the top three, and it's the link between the two. And if the heart chakra is blocked, then there can be a disconnect. Emotional symptoms, that might be a sign that the heart chakra is blocked. Obviously, these are all linked to the heart and love for ourselves and others. So a fear of rejection is an emotional symptom that is linked with the heart chakra. Lack of trust in others, feelings of insecurity, loneliness and unhappiness, feeling broken-hearted, or even the opposite, like hard-hearted. So if you know, you joke saying you've got a heart made of stone or things like that, like that is quite often a sign that your heart chakra is blocked. If you struggle to feel emotion, if you easily hold grudges against people and find it hard to forgive people, if you're overly defensive, and I guess that is linked with fear of rejection, if you're overly defensive, I'm not sure. But if you experience feelings or regular feelings of anger and hatred, more so than other people would, like we all experience those emotions at times, but it's, if you hold on to those emotions, then that's probably because your heart chakra is not open. On the flip side of that, a person with an open, well-balanced heart chakra would be full of love, forgiveness, compassion for others, and empathy. So obviously all of those emotional symptoms that I listed are pretty much the opposite of coming from a place of love. Do you know what I mean? So what is the benefit of unblocking our heart chakra? So as I said, somebody with a well-balanced heart chakra is going to be full of love, forgiveness, compassion, and empathy. So this allows us to process emotions more effectively, and it allows us to find more happiness and just live a more enjoyable life. It allows us to see all the good that is around us and see it from a place of love. If we're able to look at others from a place of love, whatever their situation, whatever they're going through, or whatever they may have done, if they've wronged you, coming from a place of love allows us to forgive easier, and it allows us to let go easier and quicker. An open heart chakra allows us to receive love easier and to give love easier, whether that's for ourselves or others. So, how do we go about unblocking it? If anything so far has resonated with you, then you might be interested to know how to unblock it. So, a good place to start is meditation. Start with a guided meditation if you find that easier, and something that centers around self-love. And the reason why I say something that centers around self-love is because if we are able to love ourselves, like quite often the hardest person to love is ourselves, because we're so quick to see our own flaws. If we're able to love ourselves, then it's going to be so much easier to give and receive love from others. So focus on a meditation that centers around self-love. I'm actually reading a book at the moment. Well, I'm listening to it on audiobook. It's called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And it's by, I can't remember the author's name, Kamal somebody. But one of the practices that he says about in this book, which is centered, it's the center of this book, to be honest with you, is a meditation. And he recommends meditating for 7 minutes to some kind of peaceful, relaxing music that makes you feel calm, and just having on repeat in your mind the affirmation, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. So maybe try that as well. I've done that a couple of times. And if you feel yourself, your thoughts wandering, then just acknowledge them, recognize them, and thank them, and go back to the I love myself affirmation. Don't just dismiss your thoughts that come to you, because quite often I find that some of my best ideas and my best thoughts come to me whilst I'm meditating, whilst I'm free meditating, not necessarily guided meditation, but free meditation like that. I quite often have some amazing thoughts come through. So allow them to come through, recognize what you need to recognize, and then go back to your I love myself. Music is another great one, because as I've explained in the past, everything is energy, and music is energy as well. Music has a frequency. So music that has a frequency of 639 hertz, which is the frequency of the heart chakra, can help balance the heart chakra and tackle all the negative feelings you might have when it's blocked. I've also read that it's said that it can mend broken hearts and create harmonious relationships. Another great frequency to listen to is 528. Anything with a 528 hertz. And if you can put this into YouTube, and there will be hundreds of like meditative music that comes up, which is just nice to have on in the background sometimes. If you're pottering about the house, it's just really nice to have that on in the background. If you're journaling, like I say, even if you're just pottering about, it's quite nice to have that on in the background. But 528 hertz is also great for reducing stress and anxiety, which can help us align with the love frequency. So 528 is quite often associated with healing. A lot of people that use healing, I use it a lot with my belief coding sessions as well, is anything with 528 frequency. So yeah, pop that into YouTube or even Spotify or wherever you listen to your music. And just even if you have that on when you're having your morning coffee, something like that, it's really calming and soothing and just lush to have on in the background. Okay, so colour can be used to help unblock the heart chakra. So every chakra has a colour associated with it, and the colour associated with the heart chakra is green. And green represents transformation, growth and renewal. It promotes calm, and quite often pink is associated with the heart chakra as well, but mainly green. So be around the colour green more. So whether you wear green clothes, whether you paint a room green or just have more plants around the house, bring more green into your life where you can. And you know how like actors in theatres or on the TV or whatever, you hear about the green room, and which is a waiting room for performers. And the reason why they have this is to promote calm before a performance. So the walls are usually painted green and the lighting is calm. And actually the psychology of green is thought to relieve stress and help heal. So those who have a green work environment experience, this is random, those who have a green work environment experience fewer stomach aches. I've just painted Craig's office green as well. He loves green anyway, but yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, he doesn't get many stomach aches anyway, but yeah, that's quite interesting. Green foods as well. So leafy greens, broccoli, cucumber, green apples, anything green helps amazingly. I don't know how it does this, but amazingly helps heal the heart chakra. Journaling. So all about, again, self-love, all around self-love, loving ourselves. What makes us, what makes us great, what makes us amazing. Write down what you love most about yourself. And sometimes this can be hard because, like I said, we are very quick to see our own flaws. We're not so quick to see what makes us amazing. So sometimes if you find that difficult, sometimes it's easier to ask yourself, what would your friends and family say is the thing they love most about you? Or what would they say are your best attributes? Like when you start doing this kind of thing, it might be, if you find that easier, then just ask yourself what other people would think about you, what they would say your best traits are, and just do some journaling around that. Gratitude as well. Obviously, we've said about gratitude so many times. Gratitude for yourself. What are you grateful for? What do you think you're amazing at? Some essential oils can be good for healing the heart chakra, and obviously you can use these by burning them through massage. And so obviously, given the location of the heart chakra, like an upper back massage around where the heart chakra would be, around the heart would be. So an upper back massage would be amazing with some essential oils to help target that area. So the oils that are particularly helpful for healing the heart chakra are rose oil, and that's because it promotes feelings of love and compassion. Jasmine encourages self-love and confidence. It eases tension in relationships. Ylang ylang, which is a very, I've come to absolutely love this, the smell of ylang ylang. I used to hate it. I used to find it really weird, but actually, especially if you mix it with some other oils, it's a very fragrant smell, but it enhances intimacy. It promotes inner child and just general trauma healing. And obviously, as we've said, doing that helps you to love yourself more. Lavender, amazing for everything, but eases emotional wounds and negative emotions, and it promotes calm. Bergamot, I think that's how you say it, encourages optimism and hope, and it promotes deeper connection. So connection to yourself, connection to your to the spirit world, connection to your inner thoughts and feelings. So there are also some yoga poses that you can do that open up the heart chakra. So they are mostly ones that involve back bending. So back bending backwards so that the heart chakra would be open. Does that make sense? So a good one for that is the bridge pose, which is a quite easy one to do. So if you imagine lying on your mat with your feet, your knees raised and your feet on the mat, arms down by your sides and palms down on the mat, and then lift your hips upwards to the sky. So your weight is balanced through your feet and your palms, and your hips are raised. And this will start to improve your flexibility and the strength in your spine, which is obviously linked to the heart chakra, but it also lifts and opens your heart towards the sky. Affirmations. As you can imagine, any affirmations that involve loving yourself more are going to be amazing for helping to open the heart chakra. And as we know with affirmations, the more you say them, the more you can get into the habit of repeating them regularly, the more they will imprint. They literally imprint into your brain. It does take time, but the more you can get into the habit of doing it, the more it will imprint. So affirmations that are good for opening the heart chakra would be: I truly and deeply love and accept myself. I am worthy of love. I am open to giving and receiving love. But like I said, any affirmations that you can think of, anything that's relevant to you, to do with self-love, would be amazing for opening the heart chakra. As always, we love a crystal. So crystals that are good for the heart chakra is what the best one, like my absolute favorite crystal that I literally couldn't live without is my rose quartz. And as I've said before, I sleep with this underneath my pillow every single night. It's the crystal of self-love. It's got such a soothing energy. It's also said to attract romantic love and friendships, and it helps heal trauma and emotional wounds. But on a physical level, it helps prevent heart attacks and improves circulation. Aventurine, which is like a deep green crystal, helps us let go of unhealthy relationships without anger and resentment. So do you remember I said at the beginning, one of the symptoms, emotional symptoms of having a blocked heart chakra is feeling anger and hatred and unable to forgive people. So it helps us let go of those feelings. It promotes positive energies that help us blossom and grow, and on a physical level it helps reduce blood pressure and heart palpitations. Amazonite, which I believe I said was going to be my next crystal that I was going to buy, because I think, did I say it was good for the throat chakra as well? But it's also good for the heart chakra because it's soothing. It promotes calm and peace and tranquility. It helps balance the heart chakra by aiding emotional healing. So it sounds like a good all-rounder. Jade helps get rid of negative energy. It helps balance the body, mind and spirit. So again, like we said with the heart chakra, is the link between the mind and the body, the emotions and the spirit. So it helps bridge the gap there. And it also promotes feelings of self-love. Another way that would be great to help heal the heart chakra is to be in nature. So as I said, the element that's linked to the heart chakra is air. So go somewhere that you can reap the benefits of open space and fresh air. And when I say that, I immediately imagine standing on like a rocky beach or rocky cliff in Cornwall. But it would be even better if it was a green space, so like on the top of a hill or a mountain. So around sort of my location, we've got places like Penny-fan, which is in South Wales. It's the highest peak in the Brecon Beacons, I believe. The Malvern Hills and Glastonbury, like those would be amazing places for you to, like not only is it a massive, really good like feeling when you reach the top of those and you can see everything below you, but it's also like the fresh air. Breathe it in and let it get into your heart and your lungs. Actually, thinking about it, I read something as well that the earth has chakras as well. So like there are different points on the earth that represent different chakras, like the earth's chakras as well. And apparently the heart chakra, like the location for the heart chakra on earth is Glastonbury, and somewhere else in the south of England as well. Where was it? Shaftesbury, I think it was. So if you are in England, if you're in the south of England and you're able to visit those places, then what an amazing place that would be to connect with and focus on those feelings of self-love to help you to help you open your heart chakra. Okay, and lastly, I mean, there's probably many, many other ways to help unblock your heart chakra, but the biggest thing that I can think of is healing those old wounds, however big or small they are. We hold on to them. Every time in the past where you've swallowed an emotion, you've tried to stop yourself crying, you've thought, oh no, I better not say that. All those emotions that you were feeling at the time are stored in your body. They're stored as emotional trauma in your body. So the more, and whatever way you prefer to heal, but the more we can heal those old emotional wounds, the more we are going to open our heart chakra. And I just want to finish off talking about the heart chakra by just stressing how the importance of learning to love ourselves and look after ourselves. Like sometimes we think it's selfish to put ourselves first, but let me tell you from all the healing that I've been doing since I've been belief coding, like a lot of that has been focused on learning to love myself more, learning to judge myself less, and by allowing myself to feel more love for myself and feel less judgment for myself, it then has a knock-on effect on how I allow myself to feel about what others think about me. Does that make sense? So the more you can love yourself, the more you can show yourself love and care, the more we can allow others to give it, and we are more open to receiving it. And if this means allowing ourselves to do more of the things that we truly love, the things that make us truly happy, the things that we're passionate about, then then we need to do it. Even if it's just things like allowing yourself to sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee in your own company, or the hobbies that you enjoy doing that make you feel fulfilled. Like, that is all self-love and self-care. It makes us happier and more positive people. Does that make sense? I hope this has resonated with you today, because obviously the heart chakra is such an important one, like to do with relationships with ourselves, relationships with others, because that's where we truly feel connected, is through our relationships. So if you're listening to this on Valentine's Day, then do me a favor. Do something today that shows yourself love. I mean, you by all means do things that show other people love as well, but make sure you do something to show yourself some love. In fact, whether you're listening to this on Valentine's Day or not, do something to show yourself love. And let me know what that is. Take a picture, pop it on your Instagram stories and tag me in it. I would love to see that. In fact, I will do that myself as well. I am really looking forward to planning out the rest of my year this Saturday with the people that have booked on to join me. If you're not able to join me on Saturday, don't worry. You can still, I'm going to record it, so you can still do it with me, but in your own time. So don't worry if you can't join me. I'm going to pop the link for that in the show notes. You can sign up to that whenever you want to. It's always going to be open. So if you want to have a little bit more direction, because like until a couple of years ago, I'll be honest with you, like I would probably set a couple of New Year's resolutions. Sometimes they'd stick, sometimes they wouldn't. More often than not, they wouldn't. But I would just plod along and just see what pans out, see what happens, and then by the end of the year, you think you don't really have much to reflect on and to show as an achievement. Do you know what I mean? If you're just plodding along. Whereas if you actually set some goals, if you actually have a little bit of direction, then you've got things to work towards. And then when you achieve these things, the sense of achievement spurs you on to do the next thing, and you just feel so much more fulfilled. So if you fancy giving that a go, like I've said before, it's £33.33. And the spiritual meaning behind that is all to do with liberation and success. So I hope to see you there. If not, then I will speak to you again next week. Have an amazing week. Focus on that heart chakra. Focus on loving yourself. Let me know how you get on. Send in lots of love. Send in lots and lots of caring, soothing love to you this week on Valentine's. Speak to you next week. Bye.